All right, today we are diving into something, well, something pretty wild. It's called the Philfo Particle 5D biomodel. And it's this huge, sweeping idea that tries to connect the entire cosmos with the tiny, intricate workings of the human body. It's a really dense and fascinating concept, so let's break it down together.
So here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll look at the massive claim it's making, this idea of a new unified theory. Then, we'll get right to the heart of it, this thing called the Philfo Particle. From there, we'll explore how the human body is reimagined as a bioaccelerator and how it's all supposedly run by a very specific 1-to-10 energy ratio. And finally, we'll zoom back out and ask, what does this all mean for us and our place in the universe?
Okay, first up, before we even get into the nuts and bolts, we just have to stop and appreciate the sheer ambition here. This isn't just a small idea. The goal is to build a single solid bridge between the study of the entire universe and the biology of our own bodies, from the cosmic to the corporeal. And it all kicks off with this one kind of mind-bending question. What if your own body is a particle accelerator? Not just a bunch of cells and organs, but a biological version of a high-energy physics lab like CERN. Yeah, that's the starting line, and it really sets the tone for everything else. And here it is, straight from the source. The core idea is that the human body isn't just flesh and blood. It's a live bioaccelerator, a biomagnet that is literally physically connected to the Earth's core. It's this wild fusion of biology, geology, and high-energy physics all rolled into one. So, according to this model, how does anything even begin? Well, it lays out this 4-step recipe for reality. You start with a neutrino, which we know exists. That supposedly gets tangled up with an axion, which is still a hypothetical particle, by the way. They interact with the void, empty space, and boom, you get what the author calls 2D matter. This is supposedly the blueprint for, well, everything. All right, so we've got the recipe. Now let's talk about the main ingredient. The absolute star of this whole show, the thing this entire theory is built around, is the Philfo Particle. You really can't get this theory without getting this particle. It's pitched as the ultimate connector, the one thing that links the cosmos, our bodies, and even our consciousness. It's described as a reversible Higgs boson. Now think about that. That means it doesn't just give things mass, like the regular Higgs boson. It can also take mass away, transforming and shifting energy back and forth. It's incredibly dynamic. And this is where things get really interesting. The model brings in this concept called cymatics, the study of how sound and vibration can create visible physical patterns. Well, in this theory, it's not just some cool phenomenon. It's a fundamental force of creation. It's what supposedly guides that Philfo particle and shapes biomatter right out of the void. Okay, so we've been way out in the cosmos with particles and voids. Now, let's bring all of this right back down to Earth, and I mean right inside our own bodies. So the model draws this incredible one-to-one parallel. The Earth's core, that's a natural dynamo. Well, the human body, that's a biodynamo. The Earth uses streams of iron and nickel. We supposedly use complex alloys and nanoparticles. The Earth emits geoneutrinos, and our bodies, we're described as biological carriers for those very same cosmic streams. It's a direct analogy. And to try and ground this, to make it feel less abstract, the text points to something we actually know about, the decay of potassium-40. It emits neutrinos. And here's the kicker. This process happens in our bodies, it happens deep in the Earth's core, and it happens in bananas, and tomatoes, and avocados. The author uses this as a kind of, see, it's all connected moment. Okay, so if our body is this bioaccelerator, how does it actually run? Let's get into the nitty-gritty, the internal mechanics, specifically how our nerves and our brains are supposed to handle all this cosmic energy. And it all comes down to this number, 1 to 10. This isn't just a random figure, it's the approximate ratio of neurons to glial cells in our brain. For every 1 neuron, there are about 10 of these crucial support cells. But in this model, that's not just a biological detail. It's presented as a fundamental constant for our body's entire bioenergy system. And this 1 to 10 ratio is then seen everywhere, like a master blueprint for our biology. It supposedly governs our 10 main glands, which are linked to chakra energy. It governs our 10 main organs, which are tied to the Sephiroth from mystical traditions. And it even governs our 10 senses.
The whole thing is presented as this beautifully nested system, all humming along to that same 1 to 10 beat. So what's the whole point of keeping this perfect balance? Well, the model says it leads to a state of bliss. But here's the twist. Bliss isn't just about feeling happy or euphoric. It's defined as a perfect equilibrium between pleasure and pain, a state of total balance, not just pure positivity.
Okay, so we've got the particle, we've got the human bioaccelerator, but why does any of this matter? What's the so what? What can we supposedly do with this knowledge? Let's look at the implications. All right, get ready for this one because it's a doozy. The model suggests that the human forehead functions like a natural turbine, a renewable energy turbine. It supposedly captures something called tidal energy from the simple act of breathing and turns that airflow into usable bioenergy for the body. Your forehead, a power plant. And it doesn't stop there. Our senses get a total makeover in this model. They're not just passive windows to the world, they're seen as active energy harvesting systems. Your eyes are literally tapping into photons from light. Your ears are grabbing phonons from sound. Every sense is basically a specialized tool for collecting and storing these different cosmic energy streams.
And this all builds to a much bigger picture of what it even means to be human. Yeah, of course, we do the biological stuff. We breathe in oxygen and breathe out CO2, but this model says we're also part of a cosmic cycle. We take in neutrinos from space and give back 2D biomatter. We're not just living on the planet, we're active participants in these huge planetary and cosmic energetic exchanges. So there you have it. That's our look at the Philfo Particle model. It's a huge, incredibly ambitious framework that tries to weave together high-energy physics, biology, spirituality, you name it. It really pushes us to look for connections in the most unexpected places. And it leaves us with this one final big question to chew on. Could a single theory really connect something as tiny as a neutrino, something as ordinary as a banana, and something as vast as our own consciousness?